Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbat.
Welcome to our Shabbos
Can't
table.
see anyone.
That's because they're online, you scam.
What? Because where are they? There?
That's right, they're over there.
Where? I can't see.
Well, they're watching us, Bobby. So we're going to begin Kabbalat Shabbat, and we'll sing through to the point where we'll be accepting Shabbos together, at which point we'll have a sermon, and then we'll say Good Shabbos. So we're going to begin in the green Sidurim with Yedid Nefesh on page 256.
On page 256.
Yedid Nefesh.
Mommy, look what I made.
Abayim Shana.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Abayim Shana. Hakobado. Paomar Telemater. If you buy on a Shir Ladai Shir Chada Shir Ladai Shir Ladai Wako Shabbat Pasra Me'ana Yamikil Atas Hakras Ladayim
מזמור שיר שווה נראה שמחה יחד עמים ירננו לפני אדוני קירו לשפוט הארץ ישפוט צדק בצדק ועמים במישרים אדוני מלך ירגזו עמים ישתפרו בנות הארץ ואמרו לנו נדבר עליהם שמרו ידי סוף אף אחד נמוי אדוני אלוהינו אתה ניצב עשית להם ונקם על עלילה סוף רזנו אדוני אלוהינו תשתחוו להקדשות כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו מזמור לדוד אבל אדוני ונהנה אבל אדוני כבוד מאוד אבל אדוני כבוד שמיים אבל אדוני בהדרת קודש כל אדוני על המים אל הכבוד ירים אדוני על מים רבים עלי כל אדוני כל אדוני כל אדוני שוגר עבדים ישגר עבדיו אסזר עבדון ים קידם כרגע לבנון וסדנה כמו ונרדם עלי כל אדוני חוסם אבוסש כל אדוני יפיר יפיר אדוני מבא קדש כל אדוני יפר ימס ויפסו ירוס ובחלוק כולם וכבוד כולם וכבוד עלי אדוני למבוא ישר ישב אדוני מלך לילה אדוני אז ימות ייתן אדוני יברך ושמו
The Kabbalat can be found in the Chief Rabbi Siddur on page 266.
Oh, the next Rabbi Lando.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Say hello to Shabbat.
Hello to Shabbat. Almost, not yet, not quite yet, because we still haven't said more Shir L'Yom HaShabbos, which means we haven't yet officially brought in Shabbos, which gives us a few more minutes to talk with each other a little bit and to share some words of Torah before Shabbos comes in. I'm just going to get my pieces. So first of all, a big yashakar to everybody for signing in. It's lovely to see you. And also just a shout out to two of our members who maybe weren't with us so much for Kabbalat Shabbat today because they are still reeling with their losses. And so I see, David, that you've commented over here. So David, we wish you a long life after the passing of your brother. And also Simon, we wish you a long life after the passing of your mother. And we wish you, David and Simon and all your families, Chaim Aruchim, and our thoughts and our love is with you. I also just want to have a big shout out to Justine Hassel, to Anne Phillips, and to Dawn Stoller, who have been working tirelessly together to arrange the volunteering and the spirit and the volunteering spirit and the love that is coming from our community, and may we only go from strength to strength and work to support each other. So this week we begin a new book in the Torah. We begin the book of Leviticus, of Vayikra. Leviticus because the midrashic name for Vayikra is Toras Kohanim, which means the laws of the priests, or who are the... Sorry, there is
On the loose.
a dire child on the loose who's about to destroy this. When we get to this book in the Torah, we go to sleep because it doesn't seem relevant to our lives. It doesn't seem like there's anything that we can...
No story.
So certainly there's no story. But it doesn't seem like there's anything we can connect to when it comes to sacrifices. Who really is interested in taking an animal, having it ritually slaughtered, taking its blood, sprinkling its blood in a service, waving it over the altar, and then eating roast meat? I mean, maybe eating roast meat might be all right, maybe not my vegetarian wife, but for the rest of us, that part might be all right. The rest of it, how do we connect to it? So I'd like to share with you some ideas about the tabernacle as almost an introduction to understanding sacrifices. And as time progresses, maybe we can deepen our understanding of what this book of the Torah is all about, and maybe see how it's relevant to our lives too. So I'd like to begin with some tabernacle architecture. You see, there were 5 key vessels in the layout of the tabernacle, and it's by looking at the layout of these vessels that I think we can gain a great insight into what the temple, what the tabernacle is all about, and therefore how it might be relevant to our lives and even to this current situation. So, seeing as it's not yet Shabbos, I have the benefit of being able to give a sermon with props and being able to draw. So, I'm going to need some help for those of you who are on the live chat, because I need you to help me answer some of the questions and position some of the different vessels within the tabernacle. So we're going to begin, which is what is the outermost... I'll give you a moment and then I'll help out. Ezra's also drawing. He's trying to help out too. So the answer is that the outermost vessel in the tabernacle, or in the courtyard, was the outer altar. So that had a big ramp. I'm not very good at drawing. It had a big ramp, and then there was the outer altar, which had a fire on top. So there's the outer altar with the ramp and the fire on top. As you can see, I'm going to need to go to some art classes. Right. So then we go inside into the tabernacle, and there's another altar. And what?
Our budding architect has actually just had a bit of a crisis.
Yeah. Look, there's another altar, and that altar doesn't offer up.
Can you please help me, Mom?
Yeah, but I can't help you while I'm holding it.
That altar doesn't offer up animals, because that's what the outer altar is for. What does anyone know what the next altar is inside for? It's made of gold. Anyone in the live chat want to hazard a guess? Hazard a guess. Okay. If not, so it's the Mizbeach HaPnimi, the inner altar, which is made of gold, and on that golden altar they offer up incense. So there's, if you can see, the Mizbeach HaPnimi. Fine. Then there's 2 more vessels inside that inner area. There is the golden candelabra, the menorah, on one side, and then the other side there is the... That's right, Simon, the incense. Thank you very much. So you might have heard this before. And then the other side of the candelabra is the shulchan, is the table with the showbread on it. So we've got over here, we've got the outer altar, which is for the animal sacrifices. We've got the inner altar, the golden altar, which is for the incense. We've got the shulchan, the table, which has the loaves of challah on it, and we have the menorah, which is internally lighting and shining out the light of the temple out into the rest of the world. Okay, so there's one more vessel inside the temple. It's famous because it appeared in Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I just gave it away. Right, so the final vessel in the temple is, of course, the Ark of the Covenant, which houses the 2 tablets that were given to Moses at Sinai. Okay, and so we'll put the Ark of the Covenant at the top, with wings on the top, just to kind of illustrate the two cherubs that were there. And I put some colors on the table now as well. So this is the layout of the tabernacle. You've got the Ark of the Covenant at the top. You've got the menorah. You've got the shulchan on the table with the showbread. You've got the incense altar, and you've got the outer altar, the sacrificial altar. Okay. So you're wondering, what on earth has this got to do with me? So I'd like some help now, and really I'm gonna wait for the live chat here, because this can be answered, and maybe even Yiska can be helping out too. Right, but so I'm now gonna wonder with you, if we were to assign a body part to each of these different vessels, what body part would it be? So if we were to think, say, about the Shabbat Shalom Ruth, if we were to think about the outer altar, the altar that the animal sacrifices are on, where we roast the meat, what body part would most be associated with that? Anyone on live chat? What body part would most be associated with that? The outer altar for roast meat. You can hazard a guess. It's either going to be right or wrong. It's okay either way. What do you think? Anyone? What body part would be associated with that? Stomach. I like that. It's close. It's very close. But in order to get into the stomach, it has to go through the mouth. Fantastic. Okay. So let's now kind of make this into some sort of mouth. Okay. So we've got a mouth. Okay. Next, you are allowed to play. Simon, are you allowed to play? It's cheating. Next, the incense altar. Okay, where we have the fragrant spices and herbs offered up every day, a concoction that could be smelled from very far away. If you were to think about a body part that is associated with spices and fragrance, what body part would that be? What body part would that be? What do we think? Nose. Thank you, Jamie. Fantastic. Okay, so we have a nose. Okay, you might see where this is going. Now, thank you, Lucky Dog. Who is Lucky Dog? So then, then we have now the menorah shining its light out into the world. If you had to think of a body part that is most associated with a menorah shining light out, what body part would that be? Anyone on live chat? What body part would it be relating to a shining light? Anyone? Shining light.
It can be
Fantastic. Okay, we've got some eyes. Barry's saying a face. A face. We're going to get to the face in a second, but you can Barry's already can see the destination in mind. But that's right. So we've got an eye over here. We've got an eye, and then this one's a little bit tricky, but actually, we're getting there, Liz. We're getting to the face. Right. So the showbread over here. Now, some people say the showbread, that's got to do with the mouth again. But think about it, it's called the showbread. It's called the showbread. Now, it's on show. It's there to be seen. It was there for a whole week, and then it was fresh and perfect, and then it's renewed once a week. But it's there to be shown. So once again, that's right, Rena, we have another eye. Okay, so we have a mouth for the outer altar, a nose for the inner altar, a mouth for the animal sacrifices, a nose for the incense, an eye to see the light of the menorah, an eye to see the showbread on display. And finally, what have we got at the top? What have we got in the Ark of the Covenant? Well, this is the central point from which everything flows. Not an eye necessarily, it's not a third eye, but think about it. This is the information center. It holds the Torah. It holds the Torah in it. That means that it's got everything in it. Thank you, Simon, for the emoji. So that's right. We have a brain. Okay.
We can do all of this in emojis.
We have a brain. Okay, so put it together, and what have you got? You've got this startling and powerful realization that the layout of the tabernacle seems to be the layout of a face. A face. A brain, two eyes, a nose, a mouth, a layout of a face. What's that a metaphor to? Thank you, Emma. What's that a metaphor to? that's a metaphor to the face of God. The face of God emanating from his temple, which sits within our camp. Now that's a powerful message, but actually it's not so strange, because there is a blessing that is said every day in the temple or in the tabernacle, a blessing said by the priests, and it's a famous blessing because we'll be saying it within our families, or many people have the custom. You all right, love? Sorry, Esther's just choking on some parsley. She's all right. We'll be saying this blessing to our children and in our families as Shabbos, after Shabbos has come in. And the blessing goes like this: Yivarechacha Hashem v'yishmerecha. May Hashem bless you and look after you. Ya'er Hashem panav elecha v'chuneka. May Hashem shine his face to you and be gracious to you. Yisa Hashem panav elecha. May Hashem lift his face to you and grant you Yasem lecha shalom, and grant you peace. The face of God being spoken about. The face of God, a blessing which emanates from the temple, which is reflected in the layout of the temple. There's something very powerful over here. We're being told that the face of God shines to us from his home amidst our home. When does a face shine? When does a face really come alive? A face shines when it smiles. When a face smiles, it's Hashem to smile at us. And so, let's conclude this sermon with a little exercise, a little contemplation, if you will. I'd like to invite everybody, if they feel comfortable, just to close their eyes for a second. And just to imagine the smiling face of a loved one. This could be a sibling, it could be a child, it could be a best friend, it could even be a pet. Someone who smiles, has a smile just for you. And imagine that smile smiling at you in your mind's eye. And notice what it feels like to have that person smiling just at you. What thoughts run through your head? What emotions run through your heart? What sensations are alive in your body? Noticing what that smile feels like. And just hold that moment in mind. Then allow that face to move away, almost like we're cleaning the canvas of our mind. And now bring to mind another person, a different person, another loved one. I'm not going to say another spouse, that sounds weird, but it is weird, that's right. But another person who smiles just for you, a friend, a sibling, a parent, a child. Bring their face to mind. And notice that this smile feels different, creates different thoughts, different emotions, different body sensations, but unique too. And so wonderful to have someone smiling just for you. Sit with that experience, holding this smile in mind. And when you're ready, also allow that to be cleared from the canvas of your mind. And bring a third and final face to your mind's eye. A third and final face that smiles just for you. That has a special place in their heart just for you. Again, bring this person to mind. They don't have to be alive. Someone who smiled just for you. Bring their face to mind and know what it feels like to have them smile just at you. The thoughts, the feelings, the body sensations. And now we're going to do something a little bit more complicated, but I think we're all up to the task. Try and hold all three people in mind at once. All three people smiling at you at the same time. The multiple experiences of these three loved ones smiling at you just for you in this moment in your mind's eye. Notice the overlapping thoughts, the feelings, the body sensations, the overlapping love that is being experienced at this time. And now if you can, let the faces go Don't have any imagery in your mind, but just let the emotions, the feelings, the sensations remain. And know that there is a deep love emanating from the universe. It's called God, smiling just for you because he loves you. He loves you. And he puts his house and his face in our encampment, smiling at all of us, just for each and every one of us. And know that at this time of difficulty and this time of pain, he's still smiling. He still loves you. Let's share that smile. Let's share that love with each other. Let's just smile. Let's just smile. We'll see you for Havdalah tomorrow evening. Good Shabbos.